Good day, guys. I'm excited to make the Wednesday collar. I brought the tutorial to you after being asked many times. The last time I made a mistake and I really wanted to correct the mistake. So I did what any good crocheter would do and I studied that photo for a long time and I kind of worked out the pattern. I'm ready to go into the pattern. Before you start the pattern, I have some instructions, so make sure you check that out first and then go into the pattern. I wanted to tell a quick note, the pattern did not stretch as much as I thought it will. I know I started this with 90 chains and I I won't say I don't like it. I really like it how it's to the corner and it is kind of like out of the way. But if you want a more complete one where the colors will meet in the center, then make sure that you are adding the go for the next bigger one. So instead of just chaining 90, maybe chain 100 and then continue the pattern. The pattern repeat is going to remain the same. It's just that you're going to get one more extra shell than what I did using this pattern. Happy crocheting! Let's talk about the materials that we're going to need. I know she uses a white color, but I don't usually wear white clothes. So if I make something in white, it's just not going to go with the dresses that I have. So I chose this nice cream color. It's kind of off-white. It's not exactly white, it's off-white, and it is a crochet thread. It is actually very fine crochet thread and it has this kind of shiny quality to it, which I really like. So I'm going to use this and I'm going to be using this. Oh, can you see it? Yes, I'm going to be using this aluminum 2.50 hook. Well, I found that this hook is perfect for this thread. So you can take any kind of crochet thread that you have. You can take a completely cotton crochet thread. This, I think this is completely, yeah, this is 100% acrylic. So I just use this, but you can also take a nice white cotton thread, or you can go crazy and you can make it in different colors. You can probably you make it in black and wear it on top of a white top. The choice is yours. The pattern is going to remain same no matter what kind of thread or hook size that you are using. You can use whatever yarn you have and the matching crochet hook for that. And we're just going to need some scissors. You will also need a tapestry needle to weave in the ends. I don't weave in the ends usually. I don't weave in the ends using the needle. I usually use just my crochet hook, or I also have a technique which I will show later on in the video. And there you go. These are the things that we need. Are you ready to start making this crochet collar? Before we start, I wanted to make sure that I explain the pattern because it can get a little bit complicated in the beginning, but once you get in the flow, it's going to be very easy. Now, for those of you people who are very excited to just start and don't want to listen to the explanation, I will make sure to put this timestamp below so that you can directly go start. But I highly recommend to suffer through the explanation because when you're making it, it's going to be easy if you already know what to do. So first, the pattern repeat of this project is going to be multiples of 10. And remember, this number, this 10, 20, 30, these are including the one chain. So it's not going to be multiples of 10 plus 1. This is not going to be the case. What you're going to do, the pattern repeat is for 9, 19, 29, 39, 49 plus 1. So you can directly say that the pattern is going to need multiples of 10, be it 20, 30, 40, 50. Here in this project I used chain 90, but depending on what kind of yarn you are using and the kind of hook that you are using, you may want to check the number of stitches that you need. An easy way for this is, I'd say, crochet maybe 60 or 70 chains and then put it around your neck and check if it is touching in the middle of your neck. So make sure that the corners are touching each other at the center of your neck. If this is your neck, you want to make sure that when you bring your chain around, they are touching at the center. Remember, in this pattern we're going to be using a lot of slip stitches and then direct fan or shell kind of stitches. So the project, which looks big when you chain it, will definitely shrink down. So even if it is looking like your chain is big, it might shrink down. So keep that in mind before you start your project, because you don't want to come to row 5 and then realize that your project actually shrunk down quite a bit and you have to start again. One thing I also want to say is that we are going to be blocking the project at the end, that is, we're going to be stretching. So we're going to definitely stretch the product at the end. So keep that in mind too. Based on your yarn type, the product might stretch a lot or it might stretch only a little bit. So keep that in mind when you are making your beginning chain. For the first row, we are going to be using half double crochets and single crochets. So first you will half double crochet. We are trying to make a wave kind of pattern first. We're not going to just start it like this. We are making a wave pattern first, and then on this wave pattern we are going to be double crocheting together, and then you are going to get the fan. So remember, first the wave, then the double crochet together, and then you're going to get the fan kind of thing. For row 1, we are going to be using half double crochet and single crochet. From row 3, we are going to be using only double crochets and slip stitches. At any point, if you have any doubt or if the pattern is confusing, make sure you drop a comment and I will get back to you immediately. This is my first pattern kind of video that I'm posting, so I'm sure that I'm making some mistake here and there. So point out my mistakes so that I improve the next time. And why don't we just start crocheting now? Oh, and I also want to say, you are going to be double crocheting together in the first and the second stitch, and then you will chain 2 and slip stitch it to the same stitch. So you're going to slip stitch in the second stitch only. You're not going to slip stitch to the third stitch. This is because you want this kind of round pattern here. Instead of, we are not trying to make it very wavy. What I saw from observing the pattern that Wednesday is wearing is, it kind of looks like it's coming from 3 stitches, but it is crocheted together. So I just wanted to mimic that look, and for that I found that you have to chain 2, double crochet 2 stitches together, and then chain 2 and slip stitch it to the same second stitch. Always your starting and the ending will have a little bit of a different stitch count for the slip stitches than the middle shells. So what the slip stitch is going to do is it's going to make sure that we get the proper hexagon shape. These chain 2s are going to be the size of the hexagon, while the shell forms the top part. These slip stitches that we do at the end is going to form the bottom part of the hexagon. Here, after the fifth row, the pattern is going to keep repeating with fourth and fifth rows. So you will keep making fourth row and fifth row, and you have to make sure that you are ending your project in your fourth row so that you get this nice scalloped edge here. Let's start with a slip knot. For slip knot, I usually hold the end of the yarn in my left hand, bring it over, make a loop, then take this working yarn under, and I just use my crochet hook and pull up a loop, tighten it. That's all. We are going to chain 90 to make a simple chain. Go under the working yarn, hold it with your crochet hook and bring it like this. Catch it, bring it out, catch, out, catch, out. We are going to make 90 chains like this. Make sure that all your chains are the same size. Maintain your tension so that you have a nice straight edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to chain 90 and I'll meet you back up there. There, all done. I finished my 90 chains. Make sure that you count the number of chains before you go to next row, because we have a very specific stitch count and you don't want to make a mistake. So now we're starting the second row. For this, we're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So we're going to skip the first chain and single crochet into the second chain. For this, we're going to put our hook through the chain, catch the yarn, pull it out, and we're going to catch the yarn again and pull it out. Go through, catch, out, catch, out. This is a single crochet and we're going to single crochet across the whole chain. So in total, we're going to be making 89 single crochets. Let's do the single crochets and we'll meet back up again. I finished my 89 single crochets. At this point, again, I want to say, count your work. I mean, it is a hassle to count, but don't skip it. Count and make sure that you have the correct number of single crochets so that we can finish the pattern easily. It is a small work to do right now than going to the next row and finding out that the pattern is getting messed up because you have the wrong number of single crochets. So just be careful and count. I made sure to count and I have 89 single crochets. Now let's go on to row 3, and for this pattern we are going to chain 1 and turn. Let's turn our work. I usually hold the end along with the chain while I'm crocheting the second row so that I don't have to weave in my ends. So that is what I did there, and I cut out the excess. But you can just leave the tail as it is and weave in at the end. Do what feels natural to you. For the second row, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and then half double crochet. For half double crochet, we have one loop on the hook. We're going to go under, and then now we have two loops. Now we're going to insert our hook inside our first single crochet and then pull up another loop. Now we are having three loops. You're going to catch and pull through all the three loops. This is a half double crochet. So you're going to immediately start after the first chain. You're going to immediately do it in the first hook. We're not going to skip this stitch. We're going to make the half double crochet in the first first stitch. 1, 2, 3. We're making 3 half double crochets. In the next stitch, we're going to make 1 single crochet, and in the next stitch, we are going to make a slip stitch. In the next stitch, we're going to again make 1 single crochet. Now we're going to be making 7 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We made 7 half double crochets, and in the next stitch we're going to make 1 single crochet, and then we are going to slip stitch in the next stitch. This is going to be our pattern repeat. So from this point to this point, what we did just now, we're going to repeat the whole pattern till we reach the end, or almost the end, till we reach until 5 stitches to the end. I'll do the pattern one more time and then just meet up. For the pattern, now we are at the slip stitch. We are going to make 1 single crochet, next 7 half double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Single crochet in the next stitch and slip stitch in the next stitch. You're going to start the next repeat with 1 single crochet, 7 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1 single crochet in the next chain, the next stitch, slip stitch in the next stitch. We're going to repeat the same pattern until 5 stitches are left at the end. Single crochet, 1, second half double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, single crochet in the next stitch, slip stitch in the next stitch, 1 single crochet, 7 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, next single crochet, slip stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 7 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 single crochet, slip stitch, 1 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, slip stitch. We're almost at the end. We're going to do one repeat and then we will finish this row. One single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, slip stitch in the next stitch. We are at the end. 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and in the remaining 3 stitches we are going to be making 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So 1 half double crochet, 2, and 3. That is the end of our row 3. You should be having this shape. It is having slight curves on top of it. So you should be able to see the slight curves. This is our row 3. At this point, if you want to put it on your neck and check if it is coming around your neck properly, you can do that. Remember, we're going to block it, so it will stretch a little bit. Not a lot, but a little. To begin our third row, we are going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to turn our work. We are going to double crochet in these 2 stitches. We're going to be making 1 double crochet together. Yarn over, go insert your hook in the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, Now we're having 2 loops. We're not going to finish it. If you finish it, it will be your double crochet, but we're not going to finish it. We're going to double crochet these 2 stitches together. So yarn over, insert your hook into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, yarn over, pull through 1 loop. Your 2 double crochet together should look something like this. Here we are going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to slip stitch into the same stitch. This row is going to be mainly consisting of double crochet togethers and slip stitch. Need 1 slip stitch into the same stitch. We're going to slip stitch again into the next stitch, slip stitch in 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 the next stitch. 6. So we are going to be having 7 slip stitches now. After you slip stitch into the second stitch, we are going to slip stitch in the next 6 stitches. So you are going to end up with 7 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After the 7th slip stitch, we are going to chain 2 and we are going to double crochet together in the next 2 stitches. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch that you slip stitched, not into the next one, into the same stitch that you slip stitched. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, put your needle into your next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we double crochet together in the same stitch that we slip stitch and in the next stitch. Now we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip the next stitch and we are going to double crochet together in the next 2 stitches. Yarn over, insert your hook, skip 1 stitch, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, put your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now yarn over, pull through 2 loops and yarn over, pull through the last remaining 2 loops. Chain 2 and slip stitch into the same stitch. This is your pattern and we are going to be making this on all our curves that we have. Now we are going to slip stitch in the next 6 stitches. So we already made 1 slip stitch. From here again we are going to slip stitch into the next 6 stitches. Slip stitch, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are going to have a total of 7 slip stitches. Now we are going to do the same thing what we did here. Chain 2. Now we are going to double crochet in the 2 stitches together. yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch as your chain 2, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we are having 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, chain 2, chain 3, skip, yarn over, skip the next stitch, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up. Now we are going to be having 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, chain 2 and slip stitch in the same stitch. We are going to repeat the pattern 6 more times. So you are from here, you are going to be slip stitching into the next 6 stitches and repeating this kind of shell thing. Slip stitch into the same stitch, then again slip stitch in the next 6 stitches and continue the pattern 6 more times until you reach this shell. For this shell, we will make the same pattern that we did here. Slip stitch in the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 2, double crochet, double crochet together, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, skip the next stitch, insert your hook into, skip 1 stitch and insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops, 1, 2, chain 2, slip stitch into the same stitch. Slip stitch in the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, chain 2, yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops, 1, 2, 3, 3 chains, yarn over, skip 1 stitch and insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops, 1, 2, insert your hook in the same stitch and slip stitch in the next 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 2, yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, oh sorry, yarn over, insert your hook, skip 1 stitch, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Chain 2, insert your hook in the same stitch. Now slip stitch in the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 2, double crochet together in the next 2 stitches, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 1 stitch, double crochet together in the next 2 stitches, chain 2, slip stitch in the same stitch, 6 slip stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 2, double crochet together in the next 2 stitches, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops, chain 3, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, slip stitch into the same stitch, we're almost done with this row. Good job. Slip stitch in the next 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 2, yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, skip 1 stitch, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. 1, 2, chain 2, slip stitch in the last stitch, in the same stitch. Now we're going to slip stitch in the next 6 stitches and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slip stitch in the next 5 stitches, chain 2, 1 double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook in the last stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Yay! We finished the 3rd row. That seems like a lot of work, but I'm glad you pushed through it, and this is how it looks. Remember, this needs to be in a nice V shape so that when we do our next row, and we will get our shells like this, and it will look like a nice hexagon just like it does on Wednesday's collar. Okay, are you ready for the next row? We are going to chain 2, turn our work. This is going to be the most easiest row that you're going to do in this pattern. Work, and we are going to do 6 double crochets in your first stitch. So for a double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook in the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 2 left, yarn over, pull through the last 2. This is 1 double crochet. We're going to be making 6 double crochets in the same stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to do 9 double crochets in this 3 chain space, the space that we have between these double crochet togethers. We're not going to insert a hook anywhere in the middle. We are directly going to yarn over, insert our hook in this space, yarn over, pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. This is going to be our first double crochet. We're going to be making 8 more double crochets in this 3 chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We made 9 double crochets in this 3 chain space. Call it whatever you want, call it a shell. I feel like I want to call it a fan because it looks more like a fan. But I guess the official name would be a shell. So once we make this shell, next again we're not going to, okay, can you see the hexagon that is formed? I've been obsessed with this hexagon since I saw the pattern, so I'm very happy to achieve it. Okay, let's continue. We're going to this pattern is going to repeat throughout till you reach the end, and then I will tell you what to do in the last bit. You are going to be making 9 double crochets in each of the 3 chain space. So you're not going to insert your hook anywhere in the middle. You're directly going to be making your first double crochet into the 3 chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to be making the next double crochet in the next 3 chain space. So yarn over, insert your hook. Now we're going to be inserting, now that we're at the end of our 3 chain spaces, we are going to be doing 6 double crochets in this last stitch that you see. Can you see this? This is the last stitch. Remember, don't go into your 2 chain or this chain. It is going to be your last stitch. We need to make sure that we find the last stitches correctly so that we have a straight edge. So yarn over, and can you see this? This is the last stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into the last stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. 1, we're going to be making 6 double crochets in the same stitch. This is going to be a half shell or a half fan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is how it looks. Remember, we are going to stretch it out, so don't be confused if it is like this. Don't panic, because we are directly joining from one chain space to the other chain space. It is going to be a little bit jumbled, but remember, we are going to block it and stretch it. Once you stretch, are you ready for the next row? Which is going to be, I kind of forgot, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let us begin our row 5. It's going to be same like our row 3, except for a few small changes. So we are going to chain 2, turn our work. We are going to double crochet together in the first 2 stitches. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. chain 2, slip stitch in the same stitch. Once you slip stitch into the same stitch, here on, this is the only place that the number of slip stitches are going to be different. The rest of the shells, you will have 6 slip stitches in the middle, but for the first one you are going to be having 8. So you already made a slip stitch. Now we are going to be making 7 slip stitches over the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You already have 1 slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So totally you're going to be having 8 slip stitches here. Now you're going to chain 2 and double crochet 2 together in these 2 stitches. Yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, skip 1 stitch, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. 1, 2, chain 2, slip stitch into the same stitch. Now we're going to be making 5 slip stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In total, we're going to be having 6 slip stitches. So 1 slip stitch which we already did here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 slip stitches. Now we're going to follow the same pattern like we did in the 3rd row. Complete it till the end. Once you reach this last shell, let us continue together. We are at our last full shell. I made 5 slip stitches, totally 6 slip stitches. Now I'm going to chain 2, yarn over, insert the hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert the hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, insert the hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, chain 2, slip stitch into the same stitch. Now remember how we made 8 slip stitches in the starting? So we're going to be making 7 more slip stitches. We already made 1 slip stitch. We're going to slip stitch 7 more times and then finish with the double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Chain 2, yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook in the last stitch. Insert your hook correctly in the last stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. And that is it. That is our pattern. We are going to keep repeating row 4 and row 5 till we reach whatever length that you want. I think I'm going to make it 3 more times so that there is still space to tuck this in. You can make it however many times that you want. Remember, you have to repeat row 4 and row 5, and you have to end it in row 4 so that you have this nice scalloped edge. Let me finish my pattern and I will meet you back up. I finished my 12th row and I think this is big enough. If you stretch it like this, it should be big enough to tuck into the collar and still have some left. If you feel like you need more rows, I suggest that you can do it. And can you see how shrink down it is? So it will stretch a little. We definitely need to block it. Let's do that now. Before we start blocking though, we're going to fasten this off and then we will do 1 row of single crochet on both the edges so that the edge looks neat. I usually don't weave in the ends if I'm going to single crochet around the edges because it is an extra work and I don't like to do it. So I show what I will do, but you can usually weave in the ends. You can just weave in at the back side. You can do whatever feels right to you. I usually don't weave in most of my ends. Like the ends that I have to weave in, I will, but usually if I can avoid it, I will definitely avoid it. Okay, I'm going to insert my hook in this last stitch that we made and I'm going to join the yarn here. Now what I'm going to do is chain 1. I'm going to hold both these ends together and then while I'm single crocheting here, I will hold these two together and single crochet through them too so that you don't have to weave in the end. So this is the place that I'm inserting my hook and then I will hold the two ends on top of the yarn too. Can you see? Now it is looking like we have 4 loops and I will just yarn over, pull up a loop and single crochet like usual. There, it goes inside. You can't see it. Let's see. This is the stitch that I'm inserting my hook into and then it looks like I have 4 loops. It is these two ends that we have here. Yarn over, pull up a loop, single crochet. Usually the first 2 stitches it might be difficult, but after that the ends will stay in place and you don't really have to hold it down until you reach the end. Once you reach the end, sometimes it might move, so just hold it with your thumb. I finished my row. I got 22 single crochets and it will depend on your size. If you added more rows, you will probably get more single crochets, or if you did a smaller project, you will get lesser ones. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and after that we will move on to blocking. Honestly, the size concerns me a little bit too. Maybe our finished, this will be our finished look. Single crochet on both the sides, and let's move on to the blocking part. I don't have a blocking mat, but I have this foam board. So what we're going to do is I have a bottle. I just filled it up with water, but if you're having starch, I think mix starch in it and then spray it so that it is very stiff, just like what Wednesday wears. What she's wearing is quite stiff. So if you want that stiff kind of thing, definitely use starch. But I don't, so I'm just going to spray normal water. What I'm going to do is I am going to stretch. I have these pins with me and we are just going to stretch. Okay, I think this is as far as it will go. I'm going to stretch it, hold it down and pin it. Use as many pins as you can so that the pattern does not move away. Can you see the difference between this hexagon and the unstretched one? So this pattern definitely needs some blocking. That makes a straight edge, right? Use a scale if you want so that you are very sure that it is a nice smooth and straight edge. Even on this side, I think if we have a scale or something which is straight, I'm going to pin everything and I will show you how it looks at the end. This is how it looks right now after I set up all the pins, and I'm going to just leave it overnight for it to dry. And I think maybe if you see that it's a little dry, you can just spritz it with a little bit water before you sleep, and then we'll wake up in the morning and see how it turns out. Hopefully good. It's the next day. Let's remove the pens and we'll see how it turned out. It better now. It kind of holds its shape, but I still think maybe it shrunk a little bit. It's not as big as I want it to be. Okay, maybe I need to keep it longer, but I can't wait to try. Let's try it on. This is the finished look. I think it can be a little bit longer so that the collar actually comes till here, but I still like it like this. I like that it is kind of out of the way, but still you can see it. So I really like it, and this is how it looks in behind. From behind, I have to say it. I know I mentioned it before, but I really have to say it is the first time that I kind of designed a pattern in a way, so I'm sure I made a lot of mistakes. So if I made some mistakes, please tell me what they are in the comments so that I can correct it for the next time. This is pattern of the day and see you in the next video.